on the S&P 500. We're basically looking at a potential bull flag here that was well established at 542 support. And we also have two tests at resistance where we saw the origin and then the establishment phase, and now we're going for the confirmation. So the confirmation is usually where the breakout happens, very similar to this one, or this one too. You can see first test, second test, third test, and then eventually you get a breakout followed by a sell-off back down to that prior resistance, turning it into support, coming back up with a demand candle, and that's where the bulls are going to react to that demand candle. You don't want to be buying down here when when you're heading lower on those red candles. You want to be buying as soon as you see either that bullish bullish candle confirming that bullish hammer reversal, or you enter on the actual demand candle that counters that prior supply. So always look at the market this way. I made another interesting fact when we were trading around here. I said, team, in today's session, I said, team, for bulls to break this resistance here, we're going to need it to establish with a demand candle. So this particular demand candle here countered that supply candle, the breakdown that we had at that level of resistance. Now that we have covered price action sentiment on the smaller time frame, candle by candle on the 5-minute time frame, I just want to quick give out the summary that we are heading towards the 550 now, and I do want to show you something else. Now, if we go to this particular chart here, on the hourly time frame, it looks like the S&P 500 has a potential cup and handle formation here. We had a good consolidation over the last, we can see over the last 2 weeks here, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So far, we've had over 12 to 13 candles of consolidation here, creating room for the 20 EMA line to catch up, as we saw here. So now we have another zone forming there. This can be another zone, and we have a massive demand candle at the bottom of that zone, reacting to the test of that zone. So we tested that zone yesterday, where many traders probably thought that we were going to break down, and we ended up holding 542.60 really well and confirmed with a big demand candle. So far, this demand candle looks promising for this potential cup and handle that we saw on the hourly time frame. So heading into now, do keep in mind, traders, this week is low volume because of the holiday. We have Wednesday, that's a half day, which is tomorrow. And then Thursday is a 4th of July holiday, and the market is closed. So we have a short trading week. Volume is low. And it's important to note that when you see a setup like that, we don't have to rush in right away. We can wait until Friday or on Monday to take these trades when volume returns, because when volume returns, that's when we get the true move. And then there are times, and honest to God, I really love days like today where they just push on low volume. Many traders will stay away from the market, but little do they know that the low volume actually creates volatility. To me, that's how it seems like, because the market needs to look for where the liquidity is, and sometimes that means really creating a range. So I do see that as an opportunity through my experience as well. But yeah, team, so far we have this cup and handle. So the way that we will be trading this cup and handle is if they break above 550 resistance. If they break above 550 resistance, then we are going to anticipate a momentum trade towards 555 and wherever the price action goes to 560s, wherever this cup and handle basically matures. I think 560 area would be where this cup and handle can mature. But yeah, do keep this in mind. Keep an eye out on this potential cup and handle that is so far backed by a good demand candle. So the fact that we have a good demand candle heading into tomorrow's trading session as well as Friday session, we want this candle to defend, and we want this candle to further build the momentum that is going to break this resistance the third test at 552, 550.12 resistance, so that we can get that breakout. So once we get that breakout, I think the candle sizes are going to be pretty big. We will probably get two more candles of these, the size of these that we had today. And the way that this will happen is because we will head back up above the 70% on RSI, which can trigger a melt up operation. But yeah, team, that's my price action analysis on the S&P 500. I think the way that today's session closed, we are going to be seeing more upside heading into the end of this week as well as next week. So heading into this week for the next 2 days, all I'm going to observe for is how this candle is going to maintain. If this candle can defend, this big demand candle from today's session can defend, then we are going to be bullish on it, anticipating more upside to come from that. Very similarly to this, you see how we had a breakout candle, and then that was followed by some digestion and then more upside. We could see the same thing here, or perhaps we would just get a massive breakout on low volume, perhaps on Friday. We'll see. I'll be watching it. Just continue to watch price action on the smaller time frame. If you see it get above 550 and the setup looks good, by all means take it. So the way that I personally trade is like I look at the 5 minute time frame, and I would never enter if we don't get a demand candle. So for example, let's take a look at this particular, this is a nice demand candle. As a trader, if you're watching price action and you saw this consolidation from pretty much from most of yesterday's second half into the closing session, then you saw that bulls held this level really well. So heading into today's session, when the market opened right here, if you saw this rally base that digested really well, and then that demand candle came in, that would be an amazing opportunity for you to trade in anticipation of this particular resistance being broken, which was the prior day high. And that's what we saw. We saw that broken, and then we came back down. We back tested that resistance again, turned it into support, as we can see here from this reaction, and that led to another expansion. All right, team. So now I do want to give you a good stock for to trade for the upcoming weeks. Now, AMD, we can look at this in several ways, and all of the ways that I'm looking at, it's looking bullish. For example, if we're looking at the basis of market structure, we got we're in an uptrend. The 200 SMA line is rising, and we have a rally, and we have a big digestion zone in the form of a bullish pennant formation, as we can see. This is the imbalance move, and this is the pennant here. And now what we are seeing is we are knocking at the doors of that bullish pennant here, where we can break out. So this is one way that I'm looking at this. Another way that I'm looking at this price action on AMD is this bullish ascending formation that's in the making. And I think the reason why this is taking a while to develop is because we have a massive supply candle. When you get these massive supply candles, there's only one way, or obviously there are other ways, but I'm telling you, in most cases, you would need to create a massive demand candle that will counter that candle, which will create the same digestion, followed by a rocket move back up towards the 215 area. Sorry about that. To show you some examples in history on that demand candle, perhaps we can look at this particular breakdown candle, which was then followed by a big demand, which then created the digestion and then more upside. So this particular digestion simply signifies an acceptance of price. This is where price is becoming accepted. This is where buyers are stepping in. The demand is higher, which leads to more upside. But yeah, team, this is this is simply what I'm thinking here. You can see this was a big supply demand candle, and that supply candle is what took out that demand, which led to the whole downside on AMD towards 140s. And now bulls have been holding really well. Right at very close to the 200 SMA line, and now we are back above the 20 EMA line. We're also above the 50 simple day average here, as we can see. Everything is looking good about this one. The TTM squeeze is showing that fuel is definitely there. So the first line of resistance that I'm looking at for AMD is 172. Once they break above 172 this time, this is going to head towards 187 next, and then all the way to 214. Once they get above 187 and then they create a good digestion there, because we have already had two tests, they would only need it tested one time. So let me create an illustration. So let's say this is the two candles there, right? All they would really need to do is do something like that, perhaps, and then come up, retest it one time, and they can come back down, pretty much get that third test in, create some bigger digestion here, and then easily break out towards this level of resistance at the 215 area. So that's something that I'm watching for on AMD, considering that we got this beautiful demand candle that we have been looking for on AMD throughout this whole move. Now,